Hello everyone, welcome to Voxcel. So in this video we're gonna discuss Journal Training Book 19th Second Test Section 1. So without further ado, let's start. So if you have watched my previous videos, you know the drill. What we're gonna do is we're gonna read the title of the passage and then we're gonna go straight to the questions and see what kind of questions we are dealing with. Section 1, questions 1 to 14. So read the text below and answer questions 1 to 7. So in GT, as you know, first paragraph is usually divided into sometimes 3 small sections, small texts. So for the first text we have to solve questions 1 to 7. And let's see what kind of questions are from 1 to 7. So look at the 5 description of campsites A to E. For which campsites are the following information true? Write the correct letter in boxes this. So you may use any letter more than once. So we are gonna read first paragraph and then we're gonna see what kind of information is in this paragraph, or how many paragraphs we have obviously 5 paragraphs, but we have 7 questions, so obviously we will need to repeat a letter more than once. So how to attempt these kind of questions? So first what we will do is we will read all the questions, we will try to understand the differences or keywords of each question, and then we will go to the first paragraph to read it. Question 1. The site is impossible to get to at certain time. So if any particular camp is impossible to reach, to get to, basically meaning to say to reach at certain times. Instead of certain times they may write during winters, during summers, in the month of July, August, whatever the time is. So if the site is impossible to reach, like because of a lot of snowfall or something like that, or because of a lot of rain, so it can be any reason, but if site is impossible to reach, we will write that paragraph in front of this. Second, it is in a convenient place for going by car to various tourist spots. So this particular camp, it's in a convenient place for what thing? For we can go to different various tourist places by car from this place. Third, you should camp somewhere inside the marked zone. So there will be some sort of marking, maybe with the maybe there's a circle or some kind of fence. There will be some sort of marking, and you have to be inside there. All right, you cannot go outside that particular zone. Fourth, campers who enjoy a particular physical challenge come here. So whatever camp is, in this particular camp there may be some sort of physical challenge, and campers who enjoy such challenges, they come here. Like maybe instead of physical challenge they may give some sort of game in which there is a lot of physical efforts required. So, and they may say the people who like to do hiking or tree climbing, some sort of that particular thing, come here, sorry. Fifth, the difficult journey to the site is worth the effort. So difficult journey to the site just mean if you want to reach that particular site, it's quite difficult. Maybe the road is narrow, you have to walk for like certain amount of time for certain kilometer. But whatever the journey is, although it's difficult, it's worth the effort, meaning to say the views are breathtaking, or when you reach there you will say, though it took me some time, took me some physical effort to reach there, or took me some effort to reach there, I am happy with this, with the outcome or with the result. Sixth, few people have heard of this site. So only, like if it's not too famous, if only few people heard of this site, we will write that option in front of it. Seventh, some physical effort is needed to enjoy nearby coastal areas. So here they are saying, again, you should not get confused. Here is physical challenge in the camp, but here they are saying physical effort, you need some physical efforts to enjoy nearby coastal areas. So here something about seas, beaches, maybe given. So, and we will write that option in front of it. I hope I made it clear. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the A paragraph and see if there is any answer here or not, or if there is more than one. Petticoat Farm. This well-known campsite in the wild near Browbon is a winner with campers who are looking for time out from their fast-paced jobs in the capital. So this particular campsite is for those who want some sort of break from their fast-paced jobs. Okay, they live in the capital. Despite its limited facilities, okay, facilities are limited, the site with its large tent pitches is an ideal base for exploring the area and driving to the rock museum, the craft workshops, or garden castle. Just follow the signs. So though facilities are limited, tents are like quite large, and it's an ideal base, so basically starting point for exploring the area, and you can drive to these places. You just have to follow the sign. I believe you might have found the answer by now, but for every question I'm gonna give you around 10 seconds to find the answer. And if you need more time, you know the drill, you can pause the video, and when you're ready with your answer, you can resume. So your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Now let's read together. First question. The site is impossible to get to at certain times. Is there any mention of this? No, there is no mention that it's impossible to reach there. It is inconvenient place for going by car to various tourist spots. Is there any mention of this? Going by car to different places? Yes, there is. In fact, let's do this. A option, where it is written here. Let me mark the questions. Oh, sorry about that. This is question number 2. So here it is written going by car, driving. So obviously if you are driving, you are going by car. So this is the like paraphrasing of going by car. And here it is in various tourist spots. Here it is written rock museum, craft workshops, and garden castle. So these are various tourist spots. Okay, let's see if there is more than one. You should camp somewhere inside the marked zone. Is there any mention of marked zone? No. Campers who enjoy a particular physical challenge, there is no, although there is limited facilities, but there is no mention of physical challenge. Difficult journey to the site is worth the effort. We don't know whether to reach this particular site it's difficult or not. Few people have heard, we don't know about that. There is no mention of this. Some physical effort, coastal areas, there is no mention of coastal areas. There is mention of rock museum, craft workshops, garden castle, but not of any coastal areas. All right, and nothing about physical effort. So only second question is our answer in this paragraph. Now we're going to read the B paragraph. This campsite looks like it's going to be a winner. It only opened last year, but already the website has some very positive reviews from the handful of campers who know about it so far. So they are saying that this campsite, like it's going to be winner, basically meaning to say it's not winner till yet. It's like not too popular among people till yet, but it will be a winner. It only opened last year. So when it opened, it just opened last year, but already it had some positive reviews, okay, from a handful of campers, okay, who know about it so far. So if you like understand this, I believe you will be able to tell me the answer. Okay, so there is one answer in this, so we will read the entire, then I will give you time for this. It offers splendid views over some of the country's most attractive beaches, which can be accessed by steep narrow cliff steps. So they are saying that the views it has to offer is like views are splendid. So what kind of views are that? They are more views of most attractive beaches, and they can be accessed by steep narrow cliff steps. You need a good level of fitness for these, and do not forget to leave some energy for the return trip at the end of the day. So They're saying that to reach these kind of places you need a good level of fitness, but do not drain yourself. Leave some energy in the tank, because obviously you have to make the return trip. Okay, it will be as challenging as the trip as the you made to reach there. So are there any answers? Okay, let me tell you that thing. Like, there is at least one answer, probably more. I am not going to say. I'm not gonna say it's like sure or not. So you have about 10 seconds to tell me the answer or the answers, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. So let's read it together. First, the site is impossible to get to at certain times. Is there any mention? Nothing about that. Like, it's impossible to reach there. Second, we have done. Third, you should camp somewhere inside the marked zone. Nothing about marking. Campers who enjoy a particular physical challenge come here. Can this be our answer? I see a lot of students will mark this because they will say yes, you need good level of fitness. Basically it's a challenge, so you need. No, this is not our answer. I'm gonna tell you in a bit why. Fifth, the journey to the site is worth the effort. No. Sixth, few people have heard of this site. Yes, this is our answer. B, where it is written here, handful of campers know it so far. So handful of campers just mean few, like not a lot. Okay. Seventh, some physical effort is needed to enjoy nearby coastal areas. Can this be our answer also? Yes, this also is our answer. B. But where it is written nearby coastal areas, yeah, here, and effort is required. Let me first write the question here. So here it is. So it offers splendid views. So obviously, okay, and which can be accessed. So these beaches, so beaches basically coastal areas, and these beaches, which means beaches. These beaches can be accessed by steep, narrow cliff steps. So the steps, basically the stairs, you can say the steps, they are steep and narrow. So they require some sort of physical effort. Okay, they are not easy to reach. The beaches are not easy to reach. So coastal areas, they have paraphrased in form of beaches. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the C paragraph. Okerle Estate. You won't be disappointed when you reach Okerle despite the problems of getting there by car on such narrow roads. So they are saying that you will not be disappointed when you reach this particular place, though there are some problems getting there, okay, by car, because of the narrow road. So the roads are narrow, so that's why you will have some difficulty reaching there, but once you reach there you will be glad that you made the trip. Basically, you will see quite a lot of motorhomes when you hit the cliff top, but there's still plenty of room for tents on spacious lawns that also offers a camp kitchen, restaurant, and bar. So you're gonna see motorhomes, people driving their motorhomes there on the top of the cliff to enjoy, but you will get a lot of room if you want to live in a tent. So there are lawns, spacious lawns where you can set up your tents, and they also offer you camp kitchen, restaurant, and bar. Make sure you stay safe and pitch your tent within the white line around the cliff edge too. So but what you have to do is you have to make sure that you stay safe and you pitch your tent within the white line. So you should not set up your tent, pitch your tent outside that particular white line. All right, that is on the cliff edge. So otherwise you're gonna fall. Okay, so again, you know the drill. You have about 10 seconds to tell me if there is any answer or answers in this, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Let's see if there is any answer or answers here. First, the site is impossible to get to at certain times. Is there any mention of that we cannot reach this particular site at particular time? No. Second, we have done. Third, you should camp somewhere inside the marked zone. Is there mention of marking of some particular zone? Yes, there is. First, let me do this. Here it is written. Okay, let me do this. So you should be inside this line. So this is question number third. C. Okay, let's see if there is any other answer or not. Campers who enjoy a particular physical challenge, there is no mention of physical challenge. The difficult journey to the site is worth the effort. Is there any mention of this? Yes, there is. Here in the very first sentence. So it's question number 5. So here they're saying difficult journey is worth the effort. You won't be disappointed. Basically, it's worth the effort, and difficult journey is problems getting there by car. So be very careful here. They're saying difficult journey. Okay, worth to the site. We are going to the site, but here they're saying from the site to the coastal areas that are nearby that site. So this is the main difference between these two options. This is the journey to the site. Let's just say your site name is A. So this is like from your house to A. This is the difficult journey. In this question, they're saying from A to some beach. Okay, beaches. That's the physical effort. So that's why these options are different. So you should be very careful about that. Okay, let's read the D paragraph now. The emphasis at this site is on back to basics camping. So what's the emphasis is back to basics camping. It's advisable to come in a group as there are few facilities and you need to do all your own cooking. So they are saying that it's suggested that you should come in a group, not alone, because there are only few facilities available here and you will have to do your own cooking, like nothing is provided to you. The area is rather exposed and in periods of bad weather it can't be reached at all, so check on the website before you go. So the area is exposed, there is no like covering or protection there, and during bad weather you will not be able to reach there, so you will not be able to go there, so you have to check the website before you go. Okay, I hope you will be able to identify the question pretty quickly for this one again, but I'm going to give you 10 seconds roughly, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up. So let's see the questions together. First, the site is impossible to get to at certain times. Is there any mention of this? Yes? Yes, this is the answer. So here it is written from here to here. Let's see. Let me write the question number here. Question, which one it was? One. So So here it is written in periods of bad weather at certain times, can't be reached at all, impossible to get there. I hope it is clear. Okay, let's see. Campers who enjoy a particular physical challenge come here. Can this be our answer? No, because although there is mention that there are few facilities and you have to do your own cooking, there is no mention of a particular physical challenge. So cooking, you cannot consider it as a particular physical challenge. Okay, so let's read E. I hope we should get our answer in E. The 20-meter high rock faces that surround this site are especially attractive to rock climbers who come here to camp from hundreds of miles away so they can attempt the climb, and not always with success, according to the website. So the website is saying that this particular activity is especially attractive to rock climbers who come here from hundreds of miles so that they can attempt this particular climb, but not always with success. It's not compulsory, of course, and there are plenty of other activities for campers to get involved in, such as bird watching and bathing in the sea. So, if you are not able to climb the rock, you can you can like do these activities, bird watching and bathing in the sea, because they are not demanding activities. They are laid back activities basically. So again, I'm going to give 10 seconds, but I don't think so you will need it. So the answer is here and your time starts now. But tell me where it is written basically. Okay, time's up. Now I'm going to tell you the answer of this. So it is written here. This, the 20-meter high from here to, okay, what's happening here? Let me do it again. So uh here to here. So what's the particular physical challenge? The particular physical challenge is climbing this 20-meter wall. Question 4. I hope I have made it abundantly clear. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the questions have been attempted. Okay. So now we're gonna move to the other questions. So 1 to 7 we have completed. Now we're gonna go from 8 to 14. Other 7 questions. Okay, this is our paragraph for that, and okay, these are our questions. So now we're gonna see. So we have, this is for 8 to 14. So these are our questions 8 to 14. So what kind of question? So what we will read, the like title of the passage: Durridge Heights DH newsletter for people living in the 7-story block of flats at Durridge Heights. So this is basically newsletter for the people living in this particular building, and it's about water penetration, fire safety, internal decorations, fresheners, noise, and DIY. Okay, so these are some sets of instruction uh, that have been given to, like, that has been given to residents. So we will have to solve true, false, not given. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the first question and then try to find the information here. The water penetration in some flats is being treated as an emergency. So the water penetration in some flats, like in not all but in some flats, it's being treated as an emergency. So when the answer will be true, yes, when this situation is treated as an emergency. But when it will be false, when there is some like water penetration in some flats but this situation is not marked or not dealt as an emergency, but it's like it's been dealt in a way that it will be dealt in later. Okay, we'll deal it with later. When it will be not given, when we don't know whether they are considering it as an emergency or for the later time. So if that's the case, we will say not given. So let's see. Dear residents, water penetration. So obviously our information should be here. As a result of the recent heavy rains, water has seeped through the walls of some flats and reached a critical level. A decision has been taken to deal with this immediately. All right. Scaffolding will be put up on the middle section of the southern wall, and the brickwork there will be sealed temporarily with the waterproof covering to prevent any further water getting in until the major building works takes place next year. Okay. So obviously our answer is in this particular sentence. Okay. In these sentences we have our answer. You have to tell me whether it's true, false, or not given, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the answer here first, and let's see if you arrived at the correct answer or not. And the answer to this is true. So how, why it is true? Here it is water penetration in some flats. So here it is written, water has seeped through the walls of some flats and decision has been taken to deal with it immediately. So immediately means instantly, as an emergency. So that's why the answer to this is true. Okay, let's read the ninth question. The southern wall. So we have read about southern wall somewhere here. It is written. Let me mark here. So we have read here southern wall. So we'll read the question again. The southern wall will undergo a permanent repair this year. So they are saying that the southern wall, just a second. Okay, the southern wall, it will be repaired permanently this particular year. Basically, whatever repair that's been going on or that will go, the southern wall will undergo, it will be permanent in nature. So if that's the case, the answer will be true. But if it's not permanent, basically if it's temporary, the answer will be false. And if we don't know what kind of repair is going to, like, it's going to be done, we will say not given. Okay, let's see. Scaffolding will be sorry about that. Scaffolding will be put up on the middle section of the southern wall, and the brickwork there will be sealed temporarily with a waterproof covering to prevent any further water getting in until the major building work. Okay, so we have found the answer obviously, and our answer is in this particular sentence. And you have some time to tell me the answer, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm going to write the answer here. And the answer to this is false. And I'm going to tell you why it is false, because here it is written southern wall and it will be sealed temporarily, not permanently. So question is saying permanent repair, but they are saying temporary repair, temporary. So that's why the answer to this will be false. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the 10th question. Some people have failed to pay attention to wet paint signs. Alright, so this is our keyword here, wet paint signs. So if some people have failed to pay attention, alright, to these signs, the answer will be true. But if all have paid attention to these signs, or if all failed to pay attention, not some, but all failed to pay attention to these signs, we will say false. Or if all paid attention, like successfully paid attention to these signs, like they didn't step on wet paint or they didn't touch the wet paint, something like that. So if all did it successfully, we will say again the answer is false. But if we don't know whether some people failed or all people failed, we don't know anything like that, then we will say not given. Let's see, fire safety. I don't think so there will be something in the fire safety, but we will read together. Following our fire safety inspection, the front doors of individual flats were upgraded or replaced in order to satisfy the fire safety regulations. As advised in the previous newsletter, the decoration of the hall side of the front doors will be incorporated into the fire safety project and will be carried out in due course by the company PRQ Builders. There is nothing about fire safety, wet paint here. We don't know, we don't have to consider concern ourselves with the other information until we find these words. Internal redecorations. The corridor walls on the inside of the building are redecorated every 3 years on a rolling basis and are being done this year. Please look out for signs that indicate the paint is wet. So here is something about signs indicating paint is wet. Let's see. If you have children, make sure they keep away from the walls. DH cannot be held responsible for any spoiled clothing. So they are saying that there are signs, you have to look out for these signs, and if your children, you have to make sure that they keep away from such walls that are like freshly painted. But if they do not pay attention to these and if their clothes get spoiled, DH, basically the committee, will not be held responsible. So this is our location. Let me do this. Okay, So you have some time to tell me the answer. Basically, in this particular sentence, we will get our answer. I'm going to write the question here. So until then, you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up. And the answer to this question is not given. I hope it's clear, because they're just saying you have to look out for the signs. But okay, people paid attention to this, all people or not, we don't know about that. Or whether some people failed to pay attention to these signs, we don't know about that. So we don't know thing about the outcome with regard to the people. But they have told about children, but they had, again, they haven't said that some children clothes were spoiled. They're just giving instructions, but what happened actually, we don't know about that. So that's why the answer to this will be not given. 11th, air fresheners have caused have caused some damage in the past. So they are saying that air fresheners, they have caused some sort of damage in the past. So if that's the case, like few years ago, basically in the past, they can paraphrase like last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Basically in the past, if air fresheners have caused some damage, like spoiled, they can, like, what kind of damage air fresheners can cause? Problem in breathing, some sort of allergic reactions, some, okay, something like that it could be, or it could be something else. So if some sort of problem is written like 2 years ago this happened, so the answer will be true. But if air fresheners till date have not caused any problem at all, we will say false. But if we don't know whether there was some sort of error in the past or not, problem in the past or not, we will say not given. So let's see air fresheners. We have received a small number of complaints about smells in the corridors. DH installed air fresheners some years ago. So here is about past. However, they were costly and the liquid in the spray stained the carpets. At present, we would prefer. So this is the information basically we are looking at. So you have 10 seconds to tell me the answer for this question, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up, and the answer to this question is true. So again, where is the damage here? They were costly. Obviously, this is not the damage. The damage is, let me remove this. And the liquid in the spray stained the carpet. So the carpets, they were damaged. So that's the damage that air fresheners caused some years ago in the past. I hope it is clear. Moving on to 12th question. Residents are responsible for removing their own rubbish from the building. All right. So if the residents, they are responsible to remove their own rubbish from the building, like they have to take their own trash out of the building, the answer will be true. But if they are not responsible to remove their own trash, basically somebody else is responsible. Maybe they have appointed some sort of, like, someone to take the trash out, the answer will be false. But if we don't know who responsibility is it to take the trash out, we'll say not given. Okay, let's see. At present, we would prefer to ask residents to make sure smells cannot escape their front door, and to seal rubbish bags when they put them in the corridor for collection and disposal by the caretaker. Okay, here is about their rubbish bag, their garbage. So you have some time to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. And the answer to this question is, let me write here and see if you arrived at the correct answer or not. False. Why it is false? Because here they are saying they are not responsible. Who will take the trash out? Disposal will be collected by the caretaker. So they have appointed someone to like take the trash out. All right, so that's why you don't have to take your own rubbish out of the building. Clear? Moving on to the next question, 13th. Some residents have reported problems with noisy neighbors. All right. If some residents, so they have reported problems with noisy neighbors, the answer will be true. But if there is till date there is no report or there is no issue like that of noisy neighbors, the answer will be false. And if we don't know whether there have been any complaints or not, we will say not given. Let's read together. Noise and DIY. While most leaseholders observe the regulations on noise, we have received complaints from others about out of hours drilling. So obviously our answer is in this particular sentence, and you know the drill, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm going to write the answer here. The answer is true. So they have reported problems because they have received problems. So if someone is reporting problem, so someone is receiving the complaint, obviously. So if like just say there are two people, there are two persons A and B. So if A is reporting some problem to B, so B will say I have received their or I have received A's complaint. So obviously the problems have been reported of out of hours drilling. So out of hours drilling, basically it is concerned with the noise. So if there is drill being like something is being drilled in your neighborhood or in front of your house, if that has happened to you, you should know the pain of that particular sound. Okay, question number 14th. DIY. DIY can take place outside the stated hours if your neighbor agrees. So they're saying that this particular thing, it can take place outside the stated hours, like outside the agreed hours of the society, but on what condition? If your neighbor agrees. So let's just say you want to do some renovation in your homes. Okay, you want to do something in your house and you want to do it at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. after coming back home from your office, and if your neighbor agrees, you can do it. If that's the case, the answer will be true. But even if your neighbor agrees and you cannot do their DIY outside the like stated hours or agreed hours, the answer will be false. But if we don't know whether we can do this or not, then we'll say not given. Let's see what the answer should be. Please note that any work involving hammers or electrical tools can only take place between 9 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. on weekdays and between 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. on a Saturday. There can be no exceptions to this rule. If you are planning to undertake such work during these hours, it is still polite to inform your neighbors of this so that they can make any necessary arrangements. Okay. The answer is in these particular sentences, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. I'm going to write the answer here. The answer is false. Why it is false? Because they are saying they have given the stated hours, weekdays 9 a.m. To 5:30. All right, and on Saturday 9 to 12:30 p.m. But they have also said there can be no exceptions to this rule, meaning to say you cannot make any tweaks in this rule even if your neighbor agrees or don't agree. You cannot do the work outside these stated hours or agreed hours. So doesn't matter if your neighbor agrees or not, you cannot do this. So that's why the answer will be false. Okay, I hope it is clear. So this is our second passage. So I hope you understood how the reading should be like attempted, how such questions should be attempted and solved. and I hope this video was really helpful to you. And if you want more such videos, you can go to our video section and you will be able to find a lot more videos like this. And if you want our help in your writing and or speaking, if you are stuck at if you are not able to get band 7 or more, if you're stuck at band 6 or 6.5 and you don't know what's wrong, what you're doing wrong, and if you even after multiple attempts you're not able to figure it out, so you don't have to worry about that. We will be happy to help you, and I will leave the link to my website in the description box. You can contact us there, and you can enroll in our video course in which we have thoroughly discussed what teachers are looking for, how to achieve band 7, what are the parameters, and which parameter, like if you want band 7 in whatever parameter, what you need to do in that particular parameter. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.